Hello again, I am John Bob, and welcome back to the penultimate Grand Prix weekend of Season 5 of our Creator Team Custom Career here on the PS5. It is Qatar that we are heading to tonight, round 23, and the final sprint of the season. And we are going to jump straight in tonight, as we got everything prepped last night. So 10th is the target for Thudo, and 17th for Zhou. Zhou has a slightly better car than Thudo, but not a huge difference in terms of performance, as we're starting to balance out spare parts now.
Our calendar brings us to the Middle East this weekend for the Qatar Grand Prix. Lusail International Circuit is a speed demon, fast and flowing with a long main straight, one that's sure to see plenty of overtaking action.
This weekend will be taking a slightly different form, as we have the addition of a thrilling sprint race thrown into the mix.
Our weekend action starts here.
So, good evening, Dino, Army, and Clark. Good to see you guys. Hello to everyone else lurking as well. Right, let's get ourselves prepped and ready. Just the one practice session tonight, so we're not going to be putting Mini in the car. We do need to run quite long to make sure that we get enough prep for our drivers. Lusail is normally 18 laps, I think, for a half session run, so we will go with 35 laps of fuel. That should hopefully be enough to get us the time on track we need. Let's take a look at car parts. I want to minimize what we're actually changing out. So I'm going to leave the ERS and the gearbox in, but I am going to swap the engine out just to reduce a little bit of wear. Sessions worth of wear on the engine, just to make things a little easier on the pit crew. There we go, I'm on the wrong car. There we go. And now we need to get our setup put onto the car as well. So we'll start with car 1 with Thudo. Lusail has pretty much a 13 on the rear wing as a near constant. I mean, we might see a little variation, but it's almost always a 13. And then the front wing can be quite high, ranging typically in the sort of 8 to 9 range. Could be a little lower, could be a little higher. But we're going to start with an 8.5 on the front. We'll go with a 7.3. We will push the camber up a bit, and we'll push the toe up a bit as well. And then we'll do something a little different with Zhou. Just try and hedge our bets a little bit. It's so rare that both drivers run the same setup. And this one will go with just an 8 on the front, I think. A 13. Again, I'll go with a 7.3. I'm going to push that up even further, and we're going to max the toe out this time. There we go. And let's send them out to the track.
Okay, green light.
Radio check.
Radio check, loud and clear. Focus on your out lap.
Copy.
Right, have we got any rookies running today? Yes, we do. Kasper Stuka is in for Mercedes. Bortoletto is in for Williams. O'Sullivan in for Aston, and Mansell is in for Cadillac. And they're running heavy pulling as well, by the look of it. Yeah, Abby's getting a run out. Good for her. Right, let's do the protecty stuff and speed them up. And there she is.
How's the tire, you think?
Try to work a bit more on tires now.
So my new power strip should turn up tomorrow. And then I can start cabling everything back up. Been looking forward to getting the PC wired back up again. And then once that's done, I can then reposition where the TV sits on the new desk a little bit, put it further back once I've got all the cabling and everything hidden away in the tray. Then I can get the second TV in situ. Get everything connected where it needs to be.
I feel very natural.
I've been looking online today at future accessories. I need a new headset. I've been very vocal about my dissatisfaction of the build quality of my Pulse Elite, which is appalling. Let's see, 92%. That's not bad. 85% there for Fudo. We'll keep them going. And I'm not sure what headset I want to go with. I've seen a couple that are vying for my affection at the moment. One's the Audis Maxwell. I do want something that sounds really, really good. I'm less worried about the microphone quality, given that I'll be using my standalone microphone. But apparently it's got a pretty decent sounding mic anyway, which just might be more convenient for when we do console stuff. And then the other one is the Logitech A50s, the new A50Xs. I've been looking at those as well, which has a little bit worse sound quality but more functionality.
There's a yellow flag now.
So, well, it's a mix. It's got some better things functionality wise. It's got some things that are a little bit worse. But yeah, I'm toying between those two. Both of them are very expensive, so both of them are distant, way off purchases. I've also been looking at a collapsible wheel rig. And I've seen the one that I think I'm probably going to end up going for. Because I've got the old play seat, collapsible seat with my wheel and everything mounted to it, but there just isn't any room for that. Plus, it's so low down as well that I would really be struggling to see the screen properly. So I've been looking at something in particular. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I've got it in my item. It's the Next Level Racing Wheel Stand Light 2.0, which does the job for what I need and folds up incredibly compact as well, which is excellent considering I am a little limited on space. It fits my needs perfectly, and that is about 130. So that is something I can probably pick up relatively soon, which is good because I do want to get my wheel back up and running again. It's been a while since I used it. I should before I buy the stand, I should probably actually fire the wheel up and check it still works. Been a few years, but yeah, I want to get that up and running for trucking on ETS and ATS. And I will continue to use my Pulse Elites held together by a lot of parcel tape until I can afford to replace them. But my little gaming alcove area is coming together quite nicely now. Right, how are we looking on driver prep? Not bad. Not bad at all. We need to get this over 50% to give us a little bit of wiggle room on not getting the setup absolutely perfect. So we will be extending their stint when they start to head towards the garage. Try and keep them out an extra couple of laps. Just to give us that little bit of extra wiggle room so that we can try and get our drivers to 100% prep, even if we don't necessarily get the setup fully maxed at 100. Yeah, we're going to ignore that and just hope we don't run out of fuel. The checker flag's only 30 seconds away, so we'll probably run out of fuel on track, but that's fine. 53%, that's not bad.
Okay, Joe, you can go to mode end.
There we go. We should have even got it up a little bit more. Nagel has a penalty. Be carried over. Is that part related or is that from last night's shenanigans? That is last night's shenanigans, so that's just a 3-place penalty. No new parts on that car. Anyone else? Checo also has a penalty. Let's see. And that is also penalty related. As you can see, that's a 95% engine, which was brand new for Vegas. So that'll be 3 places as well. Unless you got a double penalty, in which case it'll be 6 places.
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us, and we're raring to get going.
All right, let's take a look at our setups, see where we can make some improvements. Do I want to go up or down on the wing? I think we have to go down. I'm not sure I want to go all the way down to a 7. Let's look at 7.5, maybe make an adjustment here. What about if I were to push that there, do that, bring this down a bit more, push that up? No, that's not going to work. Okay. What about if we go the other way then? What if we go up to a 9, make that a 6.4? Oh no, that's definitely not going to work. All right, so the front wing is going to have to come down. Let's look at a 7 then. I don't want to get too far away. value-wise, let's look at something like that. Small little changes for everything except for the oversteer, and hope that we go the right way on that. If we're wrong, then we will just have to ride out the sprint. I'm not going to start from the back of the grid for this one unless we have an abysmal qualifying. Is possible around this circuit. We did go with a 6.4 on this one. I don't remember leaving that on a 6.4. So let's go to a 7.3 then, and let's pull that back in a bit. And let's try that. Yeah, let's try that. So I think that's too much of a change on the toe. I'm going to go with that. All right. We need to swap the engines over. Down to 77% on Joe. And same for Fudo. So engine's definitely starting to just lose a little bit of power now, but still strong enough for the last couple of events, I think. Let's get ready for our first sprint quali. You finished your first race with Ferrari in the new 25 DRC. How is it? I'll be taking a look at it myself in a couple of days, but yeah, definitely curious. Which Red Bull is that behind us? It is Leclerc. We are chasing him down in the constructor standings. I think it's a 17-point gap, if memory serves. Let's have a look. In the driver standings, sorry. Yeah, 17 points. Just a single point as well between the two Cadillacs. So there's a fight brewing for third place, and there is very much a fight on for the Drivers' Championship. Two separate battles that we will be keeping our eye on over the next two Grand Prix.
Gap for the car ahead is okay.
We got a bit of traffic heading out of the pits in front of us, which is not ideal. Probably should have waited a touch longer before I sent them out. Ooh, Leclerc might have a little bit of traffic himself here at the beginning of the lap. Oh yeah, he got really screwed over there. That's good. We want Leclerc to struggle as much as possible this weekend to get ourselves in prime position for Abu Dhabi. A little bit of a delay there for show. That's not ideal. And again. Oh, Jesus. What the hell were you doing there, Iwasa? Gave me a heart attack. Can I get a distant slipstream across the line? I don't think so. Norris has done a 124.0. Joe 123.7. That's good. Fuji 122.5. Oh, wow. So that shows how much time we lost. Let's see. Where did that time loss happen? 26.1. So pretty much identical in the first sector. 28.8 and a 28.5. So about 0.3 in the middle sector. And then almost a second in the final sector is how much Joe lost there, thanks to Iwasa. Ooh, okay, definitely going to have to go again. Fuji might be safe, but we'll send them out anyway. Get ourselves back to the pits and check on those setups. See what we got right, what we got wrong. All right, so let's have a look. 88%. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we did get that wrong, didn't we? It's not really a lot I can do to get a massive improvement on that. We'll just make that little tweak. And we're at 96% with Joe. So that's going to be what I should have done. That's going to be a click of camber and then a couple of clicks of toe as well to get that where it needs to be. Okay. Let's hope we've got the timing figured out on this one. Now we have a yellow flag. Someone's made a mistake.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Duffel
Let's
spinning
see
out.
what happened there. Now here, we're taking turn 6. Oh no, that's not how to do it. And there'll be words had after this, I'm sure.
Right, looks like the last of the cars that need to head out are doing so now. So I'm hoping we won't have too much in the way of traffic to contend with. Don't see the Williams cars. Oh no, I see one, I think, on an in-lap.
Gap ahead is okay.
Oh no, they're both in the garage. Okay.
Full push when you're ready. Full push.
All right, here we go. What can we achieve? Not expecting much of an improvement, if at all, from Fuji. Zhou, we should see a massive improvement, especially given that he's getting a nice little slipstream here. I'd like to think this will put him top. Well, all we need to do is get him through. Stroll is up there once again. Mind you, he was tucked up behind, by the look of it, tucked up behind one of the McLarens. Zhou does go quickest. Where is Stroll? Yeah, tucked up behind the McLaren on an in-lap. So our drivers are through. Now it's a question to see who gets knocked out. Lando is out. And he's going to potentially be out at the bottom of the field as well. Now he's blocking traffic for a few cars as well. As he peels off into the pits. What a disappointing season for Lando. We might not even see him on the grid next year. Here comes Checo. Checo does not improve. He stays at the back, so he got held up with traffic as well. Norris is out. Here comes Sainz. Porsche jumps up to P4. Sainz only able to find 6/10. It's good enough to get him up to 18th, but nowhere near good enough to get through. Stoffel is already out. And everyone has now set their time. So we're going to say goodbye to Ayumu Iwasa, Carlos Sainz, Stoffel Van Dorn, Ludwig Nagel, Lando Norris, and Checo Perez. Evening, Adrian. Doesn't look like we actually made any improvement there. So let's just put that back where it was then. Just make it easier to figure out where we need to go next time out.
Five seconds to the green.
Again, I'm just going to wait. There we go.
Here's the
Little
replay.
issue
Now
there for
this is
Logan.
Logan Sargent. Oh, we've seen a few go off the track there. Perhaps a
Understeering
little
quite
lapse
badly
in
there
concentration,
as he
maybe.
winds up to start his flying lap. What day is it today? It's Tuesday, isn't it? Well, I hope none of you fell foul of April Fool's jokes online again this year.
Track is clear. And more push when you're ready.
I take quite a few stories that I see online in general with a pinch of salt, but especially on April 1st. So Stroll has set the early pace, but Leclerc is going very fast. He's gone purple everywhere. Quicker than the Cadillacs, quicker than us. See how quick he was. 121.7. That was clear air as well. Half a second quicker than Stroll. It's a mighty lap from Charles. Antonelli's a full second slower. So is Piastri. Wow, that is blistering pace from Charles Leclerc there. I'm genuinely quite concerned about whether we can actually overhaul it tonight now. Wow. 25.9 in the opening sector.
Okay, Joe, you are in a good position for
26.86 in the middle for us. 28.3 and then 27.5 at the end. So it's the middle sector where he found most of his time. It doesn't even have a powerful engine either. Look at that. It's at 42%. Oh, hopefully his battery blows up on him tonight. Otherwise, we could be in serious trouble here. Evening, Victor. Get the warm-up lap out of the way. There we go. I don't think Leclerc's come back out again. He doesn't need to be fair. He's so fast. I don't think anyone's going to get close to that time. Well, maybe Joe here, if we get a good enough slipstream around the lap, might get close, might even potentially topple it, but yeah, Leclerc's definitely getting through, so... Why stress the engine? Why risk making a mistake, spinning off, hitting a barrier, something like that when you don't need to? Piastri jumps up P2. Gasly now up to P5. Fuji's definitely not safe. Max improves to P7. Porsche now up to P5. Ocon goes P11. He is out. Up to the line for Zhou and for Fuji. Fuji first. He goes second. Zhou goes third. Very close between them. Here comes Antonelli. Big improvement for him. Nobody got close enough to take that time away from Charles. Sargent gets into the top 10. So, and he gets bumped to the last there by Yuki Tsunoda jumping up to P4. So Sargent is out along with Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, Liam Lawson, Esteban Ocon, and Alex Albon. All right. One set of tyres.
Okay, green light.
Going to go out straight away, and if we're really lucky, we might have time to get back and do another lap. I just hope that we don't hit traffic. If we hit traffic, we're kind of screwed. George Russell a little bit further back on track. The only other car out at the moment. Oh, here comes Charles. So we will catch him at some point on our lap, I think. Hopefully in a place that won't cost us a huge amount of time. Now Pourchaire's coming out. He's definitely going to get in our way somewhere. Ah, oh, damn it.
At the moment, all clear. Mode push.
Antonelli now making his way out as well. He's going to pop out about the time we hit turn 1. Potentially. We might just get clear. There he is. We will clear him just. As we approach Pourchaire. Compromised a little bit there into that turn, but not too bad. Oh, Fuji's going to get a tow from Leclerc across the line. So 121.6, and that was enough across the line there. Look how close it was. 9 thousandths in the first sector. A tenth and a thousandth in the middle sector. And then he found all of that time in the final sector, plus a little bit extra, thanks to that tow from Charles. Now, can we get another lap in? We should be able to. It's just a question of how clear the track, how clear the track will be, how well the tyres stand up to another push lap. As long as we get out with about 2 minutes 10, 2 minutes 20 left on the clock, we'll be fine. Here comes Leclerc. And he goes top. He's nearly 0.4 of a second. Holy shit. That Red Bull is rapid. So, the improved confidence of a second lap is the only thing here that could potentially save us. Porsche goes up into P2. Out goes Piastri. Let's see if we can get out behind him. We could do with being just a touch quicker, a touch closer, but all right. Who else is on an outlap? It's just Oscar. Who's on a flyer? Sonoda, he's already there. I don't remember the point where cars suddenly switch on this lap.
Focus on tires.
Tried to give myself a little bit of extra space on Fuji. I didn't quite judge it. It's a Red Bull 1-2-3 at the moment, kind of, technically. Antonelli's going to start down in 8th place, potentially 9th, depending on how Oscar does. We are improving, but I don't know if we're going fast enough. No improvement in the middle. Are we close enough to get any kind of slipstream across the line? Piastri goes P5, and we jump him. Fourth and fifth. That will do. So Cadillac down a little bit on where you'd expect. I mean, it's really tight. Look, 2.6 tenths separating the top 7. Then another couple of tenths back to Gasly. Antonelli all the way back. 8 tenths off pole. And Russell was never really in with a chance. But yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
Hello and welcome as our Grand Prix weekend continues, and the sprint will soon be upon us.
The prospect of bagging a few extra points is certainly going to spur these teams on to fight competitively and finish in the top spots.
But just who will be the fastest around Lusail? We'll find out in today's sprint.
Okay. We are going to go with the softs. We are going to put 1 extra lap of fuel in. We are going to be very, very protecting and very, very protective of our tyres. And hope that we can get the pace at the end to get both of our cars in front of Charles. Let's send them to the grid for the start of the Qatar sprint.
We're ready for the sprint here in Qatar. And it's lights out and away we go.
Red Bull with that RB rear guard. As Zhou swoops around the outside of Fuji and moves up into 4th. That'll give him a nice little extra boost of confidence straight off the bat. And if you're wondering why I decided not to put Fuji through some changes, knowing that I could have worked my way through the field, I don't just need to get Zhou in front of Leclerc. I need to try and put as many cars between Zhou and Leclerc as possible. I need Fuji up there to help take points away from Charles, even if it is just 1 extra point that gets taken away. Because that could be the difference at the end of the year between finishing 3rd and 4th in the Drivers' Championship. Piastri and Antonelli nose to tail and right on the gearbox of Théo Pourchaire right now. Leclerc's checked out. He's on mediums. Hard tyres for the 2 RBs in front of me.
DRS enable. Stroll in front.
Let's step up the battery now. Track temperature 30 degrees. Thought it'd be a little bit warmer than that for the sprint.
Okay.
And the RBs are pushed hard to close that gap back up. Here goes Fuji. So that boosts his confidence. Shows still nice and high. And that is a problem for Van Dorn. Spinning out through one.
And here we've got a yellow flag. So here we go, heading into turn one. Whoa, and around they spin. And once it started, they were pretty powerless to do anything.
And our pace just isn't there at the moment. But you can see that we are already in better shape tyre wear wise compared to our rivals. After just a couple of laps here.
For the charger.
Copy.
This should put Zhou back through, get him into peak confidence. There he goes. Stroll's gone in front of Leclerc. That is actually a good thing. Hopefully he will be a little bit slower than Leclerc. And hopefully a little bit slower than us. Give us a chance to close that gap back up without having to push hard to do it. Evening, Wayne. I would like to run my tyres even lower than they are right now, but I just can't take the risk of A, falling too far behind, and B, getting swallowed up by Porsche, Piastri and Antonelli. Which is very much a risk. Dirty Air finally getting Fuji's tyres up. Track temperature climbing slightly up to 32.5 degrees now. Leclerc gets back in front. Through goes Fuji, and that should be him into peak confidence now. And is. And now we get the chance to use the dirty air to heat Zhou's tyres into the window. 3 seconds off the lead though. Tsunoda's in front now. I'd like to harvest some battery, but again, with Porsche warming all over the back of us, I just daren't take that risk. There we go. So we're doing 126. Split the difference, 126.3 as an average between the two. We are lapping slow compared to Yuki, but quicker than Stroll. The gap's down to 2 seconds. It looks like we are starting to edge our way back up to them.
front there is Tsunoda.
And Valtteri's picked up a fault. He's lost 6th gear again.
On the corner exits, I felt a bit of lag on the power.
Nope. This time it's his engine. Once again, Fuji goes through. And this time, Zhou gets his elbows out and says no. Now I am going to start doing some harvesting. Because I think I'm going to need it. I think it's the only way I'm going to catch back up now is with a battery push.
On tires, everything is okay.
Track's up to 36 degrees, so that increase in temp that I was expecting is now arriving. Trying to save a little bit more tyre while we're getting this harvesting done. And that should be enough. Oh, give it up, Joe. There you go.
Use overtake, use overtake. Focus on tires.
So the gap is now just a touch under 2 seconds to Tsunoda. Fuji's going to run out of battery at the start of the lap. Hopefully Zhou will be able to swoop on through and keep pushing a little bit harder as well. Didn't quite get the gap down. Tyres are probably good enough for us to turn up a little bit now. Tsunoda is in danger of dropping off, and I want to be there to capitalise on that. There you go. He's now just about a second away. We are definitely taking a little bit of time out of him. And Tsunoda has been dropped. Can he get back in before the end of the lap? No, he can't.
Okay, Joe, we need some lift off. Mode charge, mode charge.
Damn it, Joe. Make your mind up.
Mode charge, mode charge.
The laps are ticking down. Tsunoda has caught back up, but we've almost got him as well. We're dropping Porsche and Co now. Piastri's coming with us. Come on, Joe, you're so close.
Keep focus on our race.
Let's do a Fuji leapfrog. That should get me in range.
Mode charge.
And there we go. We made it. Fuji gets his way straight through on Tsunoda there. That I wasn't expecting.
Try to slow down a bit.
Oh, Antonelli with a fault now as well.
Well, yeah, right. It's
Piastri behind. Do your best, man.
All right, how are we looking tyre wear wise? Not too shabby. Thought we might get through for a second then.
You can slow down a bit more.
Leclerc is responding to our presence by pushing away.
Piastri behind you. No problem, no problem.
Oh, it's a VSC. Oh, and how long is this going to last? Stoffel's in the wall somewhere, I think. Yep, there he
Something's
is.
happened. Looks like the Alpine. So this is what happened. Now look, here we head into turn 2. And there's the contact. Now, I
Alpine have
imagine
got
their
another year
confidence
of
will have
this to
taken a
go.
knock.
Unless they break his
And you
contract.
can
I don't
just
think the
feel
AI does that
frustration.
anymore. Gone are the days where they would just break contracts at the drop of a hat. So this is going to turn it into a bit of a sprint at the end here. We've got 6 laps to go, including this one. That gap says 3.5 seconds. It's not that big. It's probably about 2.5 seconds.
In front there is Tsunoda. Piastri behind. No lift off anymore.
Copy.
Make sure the tyres are nice and toasty. Ready for when that green flag drops. Five laps to go now. Temperature's dropping again.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Mode charge. Mode charge.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy.
All right. Fuji should get through. Start hunting down Charles, and then we'll drive super defensive. Try and hold him up. Give Zhou the chance to punch his way through. There he goes, flying past Tsunoda. He didn't get through. That's a worry. We get Fuji through. Need to get Zhou through as well. There we go, up the inside.
See you later.
You are doing a good job.
Out of battery.
More charge. No overtake.
Right, come on, show. He's closing. This is going to be a last gasp, final lap. Gap's a second. It's less than a second.
Stroll straight behind. Joe, keep focusing on our race. It's still long and everything can happen. Try to go down as much as possible.
Bobby.
Try to do your best, Jodar. Overtake available.
Leclerc's going to pit me. Come on, Joe, throw it up the inside. Throw it up the inside. Ah! Well, we took a sprint win. It's our first sprint win of the year. So, got to be happy with that. Unfortunately, it was the wrong Ferrari.
The Ferrari takes P1 as the winner of the
So,
sprint.
Leclerc stretches the gap by a point. That's an 18-point gap now in the driver's standings.
Okay, Joe, move that.
Just couldn't quite get ahead of Charles. I think that VSC actually screwed us over in the end because we had an extra couple of laps to punch our way through the Red Bulls.
Can go, move that.
And instead, Leclerc was able to stretch that gap by an extra half a second on the restart while we fought our way through. I don't know. Maybe we might not have even caught him without the VSC.
That was from the Ferrari to win the sprint.
And what a well-deserved P1 finish that was. Absolutely outstanding.
But we'll take the result. So confirmation of the sprint. It is Fudo Fuji getting the win, ahead of Charles Leclerc with Zhou in third. Then it's Stroll and Tsunoda, two RBs looking very, very potent here today. Oscar down in sixth place. Then it's Porsche seventh. Antonelli getting the final point. So Oscar extends his lead by 2 points. And that is now a 3-point gap as we head into the main feature race.
Our weekend continues with qualifying as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
The session will be divided into Q1, Q2 and Q3. With the slowest 5 drivers eliminated from each period, their best times will determine the grid for the upcoming race.
Now Karun, how do you think Zhou Guanyu will be as he heads into this session?
Neither of the team's drivers have brought home many points so far, so they'll be looking to change that as soon as possible to prove their worth on track.
Good point, Karun. Let's get on with qualifying.
Right, I'm going to try and make a few little tweaks to the car here. So we want that to be an 8.2, which means we're going to have to bring that back down a bit. And then that is going to have to come down quite a bit. We'll do that. That's too much. I don't want the rear wing to move. I don't know. I think we want the rear wing back there. Let's go with that. See how that works. Who am I feeling for the race this weekend? And the Red Bull livery is dope. I am taking anything that was posted online today with a big pinch of salt, given it was April Fool's Day today. I did see a render of a red and white RB with some very bad Photoshop on it. An AI generated image which had really bad distortion on the right hand part of the front wing. I also saw a story that Haas will be Toyota Gazoo Racing from next season onwards. Yeah, I'll wait and see what the stories are saying tomorrow before I pay any real attention. I saw a red stake livery as well for Sauber. Right, we need to move that down to there, I think. Just hope I haven't broken our traction by doing that. Something's going to be off. It's either going to be the front wing or it's going to be the traction. I'm going to play it safe. I'm just going to do that. Right. Let's go with a set of medium tyres for our first run. Let's see how we do. Oh, Antonelli has got damaged engine component. As for who I'm feeling for the race, I
Copy.
don't know. I think Ferrari might be okay. I'm expecting McLaren to be the strongest team again. Apparently, Ferrari have got a big upgrade package due for Bahrain, which I think is the race after Suzuka. And it makes sense that they would bring a big upgrade package to a circuit where they do a lot of testing. So, interesting to see who else brings upgrades there. I'm expecting quite a few teams to have some upgrades for Bahrain. Not just Ferrari. But Ferrari's is apparently quite substantial. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how Red Bull are going to do. Because the car is a bit of a handful. And that's a circuit where you really need it to be on rails. Otherwise, you're going to lose a huge amount of time. If they're struggling with confidence in the corners, they're going to be so slow through the first sector, where they normally fly. You hope Yuki does well. Yeah, I hope Yuki does well as well. But I don't know. I'm not expecting great things from him in the first Grand Prix in that car. He'll do a better job than Lawson did, but it might be a bit of a shock just how twitchy that car is compared to the one he's been driving for the first few races. Right, we're going to speed up qualifying here because we're just doing scrubbed mediums here.
There's a yellow flag now.
Oh, issues for Logan again.
Sorry.
Let's see if those changes that we made to the setups have worked. Hopefully they have. I forgot to look. Press the wrong button. Let's have a look. 97%. That's close. That's so close. It would just be a click of camber. But it will break Parc Ferme, so we're not doing it. 97 is excellent. That's good enough. That gets him just a hair's breadth away from starting in very high confidence. Let's have a look. Did we get Joe's car fixed? %99. I slightly overcooked it with the toe adjustment, but we've improved it by 3%, so that is excellent as well. Out we go for another run. Stroll currently quickest. Oh, problem for Yuki. Having a coming together with Max, by the look of it.
There's been a crash. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look then at turn 6. Now there's an inviting opportunity there, and you can see how the cars come together. And that is
those two both fighting each other on a flying lap. That's never a good thing. That's some pretty substantial front wing damage there.
Try to keep position.
And some pretty substantial rear wing damage. Plus there'll probably be maybe a bit of suspension or chassis damage on top as well. So that is bad news for Tsunoda. Bad news for Max. They both dive into the pits and abort their laps. And that's excellent news for us because that's one less RB that's going to be pushing at the front of the field potentially. Yuki's probably going to get eliminated with that hole in his rear wing that he can't change. And then it'll be a pit lane start to break Park Fairmay and put a new wing on. Is that Max right behind him again? It is. Oh my god. And Max doesn't have a new front wing either. Oh my god, these two have just gone straight back out. Nose to tail. We're going to ride on board in case there's another incident here. Actually, let's do this. Let's watch this view. So Max improves to P20. Tsunoda improves his time but stays P22. Both of them are going out. I'd like to think we're safe, but it's not a guarantee. We are going to send them out just in case. We're going out behind Oscar. There is Antonelli whizzing through. What is Antonelli's issue with his car? It is gearbox. So if it goes orange, he'll get a replacement, and that'll be a pit lane start for him. If it doesn't go orange, then he's kind of screwed because it will definitely go orange during the race and may even fail. Alright, flying lap begin. Just to confirm that we are through. And Piastri and Antonelli are first and second right now, showing more pace than they did in the sprint, although I think Leclerc is on a flyer as well. No, he's not. He's on an in-lap, so that was Leclerc's best time, and he's half a second away. So all that pace that he had in the sprint, not showing at the moment. Looks like Zhou did lose a bit of time in the first sector, thanks to Charles there. He'll hopefully find enough over the rest of the lap to make sure he does go through, though. Oh, there we go. Antonelli's gearbox just went orange. So that'll be getting changed out, and that'll be a pit lane start for Antonelli. Purple middle sector for Zhou. Looks like Fuji might have hit a bit of traffic with Piastri. Oh no, wait, Piastri's behind me, isn't he? Antonelli's in front. Zhou improves to 9th. That's enough to get him through. Piastri goes top, thanks to a very juicy slipstream. Nagel with that penalty to be applied. Perez and Max also with penalties to be applied. And pit lane starts potentially for Max, Yuki, and now Antonelli.
Joe.
Evening, Esmaza. Max doesn't like Yuki. What have you seen today, bearing in mind what the date is? So a little bit of a hold up there for Zhou from Piastri. Going to go out early. Try and make sure we get clear track.
Keep working on tires, mainly the front at the moment.
Copy.
Position is good. At the moment, all clear. Push when you're ready.
All right, here we go. We're going to have a nice, clean, clear track in front of us. And good tyres. Just need to set a time good enough to get through. Don't need to set the world alight here. Just need to be quick enough. Fuji is probably already safe. He's improving anyway. If I can get Zhou up to a time similar to sort of Stroll's time, I'll be very happy with that. That should give us a little bit of a buffer for improvements from everyone else. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're through. Excellent stuff.
We need a fast in lap.
Copy.
And once again, Leclerc's not running. Doesn't need to. See, Antonelli hasn't left the garage to set a time. He will be starting from the pit lane with a new gearbox. And Norris is out again, although he did make it through to the top of Q2 here, 11th place, rather than going out in Q1 like he did in the sprint. Here we're joined by George Russell, Ludwig Nagel, Logan Sargent, Ayumu Iwasa, and Antonelli starting from the pits. All right, let's get our first lap out the way on these mediums.
Okay, speed now.
On 21.9, not bad on scrub mediums. Could be a little bit better, but it's done the job we needed it to do to give us a decent banker and get both of our drivers up into peak confidence. Now we can slap on a brand new set of soft tyres. Oscar has set the benchmark with a 121.1. Just a little bit quicker than Charles, and you can see how far off we are. Problem for Sainz.
Now we're just proceeding through turn 4. Oh, and they need to be watching those track limits. They've got to be careful and watch the car there.
Now keep focus on our out lap.
Copy.
Oh, look. Comet wants to get banned. Cheek of the man. How you doing today, Comet? Yes, this is still the standard calendar. So Abu Dhabi is the finale tomorrow.
Gap ahead is okay. When you're ready, more push, more push. Track position now looks good.
All right, we've got an excellent position here for Joe. Evening Overcomer. It will be something if Yuki crashes into Max. What you mean? It's Suzuka or in tonight's race? Well, either I suppose, but they have already crashed. They have already crashed in qualifying. They're both going to start from the back of the grid, probably from the pits. I don't think we've quite got the pace for the pole. Leclerc sets a new fastest lap. Fuji jumps to third. Piastri takes pole back. Joe can only find 4/10. He's still a way off in the end. So the best we can hope for now is to lock out the second row. But we know Stroll is quick today. The RB is looking pretty potent at the moment.
Okay, Joe, you are in a good position for the moment. On charge and box is done.
Got to keep an eye on Porsche as well. Where's Teo?
Don't know yet, Joe.
Yeah, copy.
Teo coming up to complete his lap. Can't see shit out of that lens. Porsche goes third. There goes the lockout. Is Stroll going to bump us down to the third row with both cars hit? I think he might. Oh no, he doesn't improve. He must have got held up somewhere. Okay, fourth and fifth then. Because Albon ain't doing it. Albon finds no improvement at all. So there we go then. That is your top 10 running order for tonight's race. It is Oscar from Leclerc at the front. Row 2 is Teo Porsche with Fuji E alongside. Then it's Zhou in 5th with Valtteri alongside him in 6th. Lawson in 7th. Stroll in 8th. Then it's Sainz and Albon bringing up the back at row 5. Having Stroll down in 8th helps immensely, because we have two slower cars that we can easily outpace, separating us from a very quick RB. And there you can see the penalties that need to be applied. Kimi will be starting from the pit lane with a new gearbox. Max and Yuki will also be starting from the pit lane with... well, Max may not start from the pit lane. Max may just start from the back of the grid, but Yuki will have to replace his rear wing, which will be a pit lane start. And if there is any kind of suspension or chassis damage from that, it will be a pit lane start for Max as well. What's the gap between Piastri and Antonelli? Piastri leads by 3 points.
Here on the
He's
outskirts of
outscored
Doha,
Kimi
the teams are
in the
preparing
sprint
for the 57
by
laps
2
of
points.
this evening's race.
Formula One first came to Qatar in 2021. Lewis Hamilton managed to pick up the victory, and in doing so claimed Lusail as his 30th different Grand Prix winning circuit.
As a desert track, Lusail is dusty and challenging. Grip levels are crucial and can change throughout a race weekend or even during a single session. The unique layout demands the highest possible downforce despite being a relatively open track. Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
So let's get the strategy plotted. I think I will start us on the mediums. Go nice and aggressive, get those out of the way. Okay, so that's the optimal according to the defaults. We do what we did with Fuji. That is a bit borderline. This gives you a little bit more rubber to play with. You can see it's 12 seconds quicker, 13 seconds quicker than the original version of that strategy, but it's 4 seconds quicker overall on that one. What about I think we'll go with that. Put 1 extra lap of fuel in so we can be aggressive with the fuel. And let's send them to the grid for the start of the Qatar Grand Prix.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race.
They're at a real disadvantage as they begin in 19th. How much can they recover over the course of the race?
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. We're about to get going here in Qatar.
All right, mediums for Piastri.
And away we go.
There you can see Antonelli, the only car starting from the pit lane. And he is away. You don't like the sale, it's a motorcycle track, why do we even bother racing here? Well, initially, the plan was for this to just be an interim circuit, that we would only be at Qatar for 1 year, and then there wouldn't be a Grand Prix the following year, because it was the World Cup, and then the year after that would be a brand new purpose-built track in Doha. But those plans got scrapped and we just ended up coming back to Lusail again. The drivers like it, but it's not the most exciting track in terms of action.
Use overtake.
Here, copy.
DRS enabled.
And Stroll immediately has got himself through up into 6th place. That's annoying. I was hoping he'd get held up a bit more than that. You see Stroll is already all over the back of us. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this track either. When I do my custom calendars, I strip this one out. Prefer the more traditional style of circuits like Monza, Imola, and Silverstone. Dedicated actual circuits. With history rather than sport washing a load of oil money.
Copy.
No overtake now.
Copy.
Jeddah's interesting. Bahrain's been around a long time now. That Bahrain actually does have history. It's been on the grid for a couple of decades nearly. More than a couple of decades now, I think. When was it first introduced? Was it 2001? 2004. So yeah, 20 years old. This circuit, 21 years old now this year. But damn it, Stroll just punched through and left us for dead. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this track. Abu Dhabi is better now than it was, but it's still a bit and I approach my choice of tracks in two different ways. I approach them on how much I enjoy the track in reality, and then how much I enjoy the track in the game. And I never really thoroughly enjoy races around this circuit, because it's always a case of, you know, keeping an eye on engine temps, keeping an eye on tyre temps. It's a lot of conservative racing. There's very little actual pushing that you can do for more than a couple of laps before your car starts to overheat quite badly.
More charge.
Whereas a track like Spa, you know, it's a beautiful circuit. It's got lovely sweeping sections. You know, it's a lot of overtaking opportunities, you know, up and down the track. Monza, I love the history of the circuit, and I love the tactical challenge of trying to just get that timing just right to make that break and get out of the DRS and punch a big enough gap that I can't be caught. You know, that's a tough one, that one. You know, that's a difficult race to strategize effectively. But there are some circuits that I just, you know, I could comfortably do without. And it's usually this one. It's usually Abu Dhabi. They're the first two to go, usually. I usually get rid of Miami as well. I think 3 races in America is perhaps a bit too much. I keep Vegas in just because in Vegas is a little bit like an American version of Monza. You know, strategy-wise, getting the timing of your overtakes in. And since they changed the DRS zone on the strip for this season, that's just gone, the 24 season, and put the activation point, you know, about a third of the way down the strip, it makes that more of a challenge, that circuit. You know, if you push too soon, then you just give DRS to your to the car you're overtaking.
Right then, we can take
and they
a
get
look
you back
now.
at the end of the strip.
Right, let's have a look as we go into turn 4. Well, you can see the lockup, and hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyre.
Once again, Stoffel making a mess of it. So yeah, that's a bit of a strategy track, that one. Again, you know, the challenge of getting the strategy just right.
More charge, more charge.
Oh man, we are getting dropped quite badly. Gonna pivot the strategy a little bit. Oh, I don't get to watch any of the races live apart from the British Grand Prix, because that's the only one that airs on free to watch TV. You know, live. All the rest, it's only highlights, so you have to pay for a particular channel. So I don't really mind as such. I just have to try and stay off social media at certain times of the day on race weekends, and that varies depending on which race it is. Just so I don't spoil the results for myself when I do watch the highlights.
Tires update.
I feel okay.
More fireworks. I didn't even realise. I hadn't noticed that Piastri's picked up a fault somewhere. Have a look. Gearbox issues for Piastri. Oh, they are going to get worse in this race. That's almost certainly going to go orange at some point. So it'll be a new gearbox for Piastri for the final, the final race of the season, the finale. And that may be a penalty part as well. May not have a spare gearbox left. So that could be a pretty hefty grid drop for Oscar. So any big points advantage he ekes out today might potentially get cancelled out in tomorrow's race. Antonelli's still only in P20 at the moment. This is a golden opportunity for Oscar here. If he can win the Grand Prix and Antonelli doesn't doesn't get anywhere decent in the points, Piastri can win the World Championship tonight. He is 3 points ahead. It's 26 points for grabs tonight, and then 26 points available tomorrow night. Shares tyres are starting to give up. He's going to be dropping away in a bit. And that's Antonelli now up into P17.
Maximum cooling level.
Yeah, we need to start swapping our drivers around again. Fuji needs to get his boost up. He'll have DRS this time round. And with the battery kicking in as well, he should go flying past.
At the moment, we are P6.
Joe doesn't want to give up the place. Let him through. There we go.
Behind there is battery.
There we go. Nice little improvement there.
Mode charge. Mode charge.
We're nearly 6 seconds behind Stroll.
Mode charge.
Copy.
Overtake available. Keep using it.
Copy.
And we have our first pit stop. Liam Lawson is in.
Copy.
And quickly followed by Alex Albon and Ayumu Iwasa. Wow, that traffic jam is building up. Decent stop. Slow stop. And Iwasa's jumped him. Okay, stop for Alpine there. Nothing amazingly special. Looks like Porsche is pushing, might be boxing this lap. No, he's going another one.
Overtake available.
Copy.
And mode attack. More charge, more charge.
All right, that's showing to peak. Fuji's going to need to get the planes back again pretty quickly. We'll do that on the next lap. And there we go. This time Teo does hit the pits. McLaren have yet to improve upon their very early 2.29 second stop at the beginning of the season. Doesn't look like they're going to do it here either. Just don't have the pace.
Use overtake.
Copy.
More charge.
Copy.
Porsche's back out in 8th place. Antonelli now up into 11th, but needs to stop soon. A few cars behind have stopped. He should clear at least a couple of them.
No charge.
Copy.
No lift off.
New fastest lap for Alex Albon, a 1:27.0. That is a good 2.5 seconds quicker than we're doing right now.
Everything is ready.
Yeah, copy.
Piastri, no, not Piastri, Lawson with a fault. Piastri already
And
has
as
the
far as
issue.
we can tell, they've got a fault with the car.
Ocon into the pits. Alpine needs some strong points in the pit stop challenge. That's a pretty good time.
Tires update.
Some vibration on the front.
Mode charge.
Copy.
And we are starting to eat into Stroll a little bit. And Piastri's gearbox has just gone orange.
Target.
So that will be a new gearbox
Yeah, copy.
for Oscar Piastri in the next Grand Prix.
Mode charge.
Copy.
And let's have a look. How many has he already used this season? He's only used 3, so he has got 1 left over. So he won't have to take a penalty in the next race for a new part. You hope for Piastri's sake it fails. It might do. There's still another 41 laps to go.
We need to increase slightly a bit more the lift off.
Copy.
Roll into the pits.
Charge.
Copy.
That was a very smooth stop. Very smooth stop.
Copy.
And in comes Yuki. Let's see if they can repeat that.
Copy.
Yes, they can. Not quite as quick, I don't think, but quick enough.
Available.
Yeah, copy.
Charles is in. Hard tyres and a pretty good stop.
More charge. More charge.
Copy.
Box is lap. Box is lap.
Copy to the pit lane.
Nice. Why is Lusail number 51? I don't know. I don't know. Nagel is number 01. All right, so we are nearly 11 seconds behind Leclerc at the moment. Yeah, Piastri's got the number 1 on his car. Nagel's got the number 01 for some godforsaken reason. Into the pits for Joe.
Pit lane, Joe.
Piastri is gone again. I think it's supposed to be something like 101, but there isn't space for 3 digits. Not bad. Sub 2 seconds, but would have preferred it to be a little quicker than that.
More race. At the moment,
And the important thing is we come out close to Fuji. That's why I haven't pushed Fuji's battery yet. I'm waiting for my drivers to get together. Push them in tandem. Going to need them to work together tonight. If we've got any hope of overhauling.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Leclerc right on the back of Teo. Had a little optimistic look, but couldn't quite pull it off. Into the pits comes Oscar. That's a good stop. New fastest lap for Charlotte, 126.3. Couldn't get Joe into DRS range. Unfortunately, his tyres were just too cool. Can we get the undercut? There's 1. There's 2. Yes, we can. Beautiful.
You need a mode charge. More charge.
Copy.
All right, now I need to be careful with my tyre temps. Running this pace setting does mean that they are going to be putting more heat through them than normal. And with the dirty air,
All okay on that for the moment.
potentially just going to compound the issue.
Suggested lift off.
And even though he's got a dodgy gearbox, Piastri still is blisteringly fast driver in a very, very good car. And he's on soft tyres, so I don't think we'll be dropping him in the immediate. I'm going to try and make sure he doesn't get DRS hit.
Piastri behind.
No, he's going to get it.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Mode charge.
Copy.
I am not optimistic about my chances of overhauling Porsche. Leclerc, sorry.
Yeah, copy.
At this point, I'm a little dubious whether I can even catch Lance Stroll.
Overtake available.
Copy.
New fastest lap for Charles, 1:26.0. Yeah, that's a quick lap.
Okay, Joe, you can mode charge.
Copy.
Williams went from top of the world last year to P1920 this year. Well, they started stronger than they're finishing, but Max and Tsunoda had that big crash in qualifying, knocking them both out in Q1. Tsunoda's got himself up to 11th. Max has struggled. Kind of curious as to how Max will do against Leclerc next season. I think Max will get fired. No, they don't fire drivers in this. They just don't renew their contracts. Right, we are closing in on Lance Stroll. Checking tyre wear and looking okay on tyres at the moment. Russell's got through against Oscar, so Oscar's pace is really starting to suffer. He did a 1:26.8 last lap, but that was a push lap, I think.
At the moment, you are doing a very good job on tires.
I am going to wait and see if anyone publishes that livery tomorrow before I pass any comments. The image I saw on Reddit today was very clearly a bad AI job. It's still April 1st. Ah, there we go. Oscar's gearbox is gone.
Lost the gearbox.
And that could have huge ramifications on the title picture. Antonelli is still out of the points right now, but he's about to get promoted up to P11. I'm not seeing any smoke coming out the back of that car. He will pull into the pit lane and retire. And is that the moment that costs Oscar his championship? Into the pits he goes.
Is DNF for him.
And we've had a crash. Max and Sargent.
And yes, we have. We've had a crash. What happened there?
Goes from bad to worse for Verstappen here. Taken out in qualifying by Tsunoda. Now he's been hit badly by Verstappen. But no, he hit Verstappen. Because he broke Verstappen's, he broke his front wing and broke Yuki's rear wing. This time he's the victim. Sargent will get a 5-second penalty added to his pit stop. Oh, that Alpine just popped out right in front of us there. Jesus. See you later, Stoffel. Bad luck, Potato. I'm curious. Do I have another set of mediums? I don't know. Oh yeah, it's definitely slower. I do have another set of mediums, but it won't show me what those tyres are in the... I hate when it does that. Now I can't see whether mediums are going to be quicker than the softs. Let's see if he'll let me do it with Joe. Nope. The only way I'll find out is if I actually stop and put the tyres on, which I don't want to do if they're going to be slower.
More charger, more charger.
Copy.
We have a new fastest lap for Iwasa, 125.1. He recently stopped. What did he put on? Softs. So he's stopping again then. One of my thoughts on negotiations between Cadillac and Perez, assuming they're genuine, then I'm not all that surprised. I mean, he is going to be able to bring quite a bit of sponsorship money with him. He'll be a key figure into the Mexican automotive market for GM. Whether or not it comes to pass or not, though, I don't know. Oh, Max has been involved in something again.
There's been a crash.
Oh, that's the harshest fault, just crowding him off like that.
It is. And look at the team there. They all knew.
And Max swore twice there, so we won't see him in a Red Bull next season because he'll be suspended for the entire calendar year. Racing incident, apparently. Evening, Antonio. Be amazing if they had penalty points on the game. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a penalty point thing brought in, but I mean, some of the collisions and some of the decisions, while they're better than when the game was in its first iteration, and even, you know, to a degree last season as well, last year's game, there's still some pretty wonky decisions at times. So you will get some unfair bans. But I do wish there was some way that drivers would have to miss a race every now and again, be it through a suspension or maybe an illness or an injury. And the ability to put one of your affiliates, one of your reserve drivers in for a race. Rather than just an FP1 session. That would be a cool feature. All right, Stroll has upped his pace again because he's been pulling away from us, and he has caught Pourchaire. Our pace is starting to fall away a bit, but we are getting close to stopping. On the 2023 game, Lewis missed a race in one of your saves because he got concussed. How did that happen? Well, are you running mods? Were you running the PC version? Because I put over 1,000 hours on 23, I think, and it never happened to me once. Check my play stats. In my library. It doesn't tell me here on the app. I don't have it installed on my hard drive anymore. Stroll's pace falling away again. Porsche has increased his pace again. Stroll boxing very, very soon. Oh yeah, I have more than that. In fact, let me tell you exactly how many I've got. Let me have a look. 1,278 hours on F1 Manager 24. But that's not all gameplay. Some of that is building and designing logos and then plotting out all the coordinates and then recording videos. And we run all of our races at normal speed. So, yeah. The game you have the most is Beaming Drive with over 4,000 hours. I had over 4,000 hours on Farming Sim 17.
keep focus on your race now.
Is that Stroll in front of me? It is. Oh, wow. We have caught Stroll. Yellow flag.
Oh, we've had a crash.
Another crash. Norris and is that Tsunoda? It is, I think.
The Haas hit me.
The Haas? What?
And just like that,
It's no wonder
the
Norris
hopes of
is
the
having a
team
really
start
bad
to
season. He
dwindle.
can't tell. He can't tell what's in front of him, what's behind him. So let's see if Stroll gets another blisteringly quick stop. George coming in from behind us as well. Pretty quick. Pretty quick.
It's not easy. Keep focus on our race. Yeah, now priority one is the lift off. Mode charge.
Leclerc's got such a big lead over us. I just don't think, even with an undercut, we're going to haul him in.
Yeah, keep doing your best. No lift off. Box is lap.
Copy box.
Teo's in just in front of us. It's actually a half decent stop for McLaren. That's a better stop. Slower than our first one though, but we have got right behind him. And there's Stroll. Norris has damage. Is it wing damage from the collision? Yes, it is. He's missing the right end plate there. All right, into the pits comes Joe. Leclerc's going to be out there for a little while yet, potentially. Which means he's probably going to go either to a set of mediums or a set of softs. Be amazed if he goes to another set of hards. Beautiful, beautiful.
chance to fight Stroll on pit exit. Stroll in front.
So Antonelli is currently up into P2, but needs to stop. He's half a minute behind Leclerc. Probably going to box, if not this lap, then the next lap. I'm not sure what tires he's started on mediums. He might go for another set of softs, but he might have to go mediums or even hard tires for that matter. But with his teammate out, he's got a real chance to take the lead of the Drivers' Championship again. Currently trailing by 3 points for the results of this Grand Prix itself. And we are going to go for a fastest lap here. Antonelli has stayed out, which is why I'm pushing this lap, because he will potentially hold up Pourchaire and Stroll.
Mode race.
Okay.
Overtake available.
Copy.
And if we absolutely go balls to the wall on this lap, we can get right on the back of them. And Pourchaire is through. Stroll is not. And there you can see we've taken a second at Stroll already. That's another half a second. Make that a second. So we're taking 2 seconds out of him so far. And we're going to get onto the back of him just in time to get DRS as well. This is beautiful. This should secure, hopefully, the fastest lap. Antonelli boxes. Fuji takes the fastest lap.
Try to pull it down a bit more on your tires.
Copy.
Suggest a small lift off.
And Charles is in. A little earlier than I was expecting.
Do your best.
It's soft. Ah, damn it.
More charge.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Yeah, copy.
And he's already through turn one.
We should try to close a bit more the gap there.
It's an issue for Ocon. That's not really going to have much of a bearing on us.
But there! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
overtake.
Just missed getting the DRS, I think, or did I get it? Didn't get it. Just missed it.
Try to go down as much as possible. More charge.
I was hoping I could get the fastest lap for Joe. Give him that extra bonus point, but that might be just a little beyond me. Absolutely battered Joe's tyres.
Try to do your best with the lift off at the moment.
So 124.9. Fastest laps are 122.9. So we've got 2 seconds over Leclerc's current pace, but he could still pull out a blisteringly quick time if he wanted to. And he definitely has a tyre advantage.
Okay, do your best there. At the moment you're doing a good job on tires.
So Antonelli now currently in P7. That is 6 points. So that'll put him 3 points clear of Oscar going into the final Grand Prix. That effectively means if it stays like that and he finishes with with 6 points tonight, if Oscar wins, Kimi can win the title on countback if he finishes in second because he's won more races.
Tires update.
Tire looks quite good at the moment.
Do your best, man. Use overtake. No lift off anymore.
We're back onto Porsche.
Mode charge. Mode charge.
We're just
Jockey
half a second
focusing
slower
on
than Leclerc
pace.
every
Still
lap
not
at the moment,
it can happen.
which, you know, is not surprising, given that we're harvesting and our tyres are in a low pace setting. But even when we're at normal pace, he's still quicker than we are. A lot of traffic potentially to play a role in the closing stages. A couple of cars still need to stop again. Lawson will probably box this lap. In fact, he might be the last one to stop. This will be his in lap, I think. Everyone else should be okay, but there are plenty of tyres that will get changed if we get a safety car.
Is the gearbox okay?
We have lost touch with Porsche again.
Is a 1.5 from you. Yeah, keep doing your best.
We will definitely make the podium tonight, and if we play our cards right, we'll get a second and a third.
Try to recover your...
So the best thing we can do now is just try and limit how many points we lose to Charles tonight. We've already lost was it 1 or 2 points? Was it 3 points? We lost a couple of points in the sprint. Let's see, we came first and third, splitting Leclerc. So, yeah, we lost a point in the sprint. So it's an 18-point gap. Or was it? Did we finish fourth with Joe? Forget. Have a look. It's not showing the. It's not showing the sprint points.
Keep focus on our race.
Oh, yellow flag. Lock up for Iwasa.
Now this is turn 6. And the car fails to respond. Just unable to control the car by that point.
And we're starting to lose ground. We've got our tyre wear back on track, so we can up our tyre pace. You can see Leclerc's tyres now only slightly better than ours. Do need Fudo to get through again, give him a boost. But the gap has exploded. I'm realistically just crossing my fingers and hoping that something happens to Charles. It's the only way we're going to beat him tonight. Unless we get a safety car or a red flag that resets the grid and gives us a fresh set of tyres.
Overtake available. Try to do your best, Jodar. No charge.
Back on the hunt. Antonelli up to P6 now. And he's lapping slightly quicker than Stroll. He's got quicker tyres than Stroll. He's leaving George in the dust. So P6, that is 8 points for Antonelli. So that'll be a 5-point lead if things stay the same. Well, I was thinking it was only 3 points gap between first and second. I was wrong. It's 7 points. But if Porsche would, if they had finished like 3 points apart, so in the example I gave, instead of first and second, if it was second and third, then that would have been a championship win there for Kimi. 5 points is not quite enough. It doesn't protect him from Oscar winning the race. Now, if he can get up to P5, get past Stroll, that will be enough.
Overtake available.
Let's see, Leclerc's just checked out. He's 13 seconds ahead of Porsche now.
No problem, no problem. No charge, no charge.
There is Lawson boxing, finally. Took his time. He must have thought about trying to go to the end and then realised his tyres would pop. That's a bad stop as well. He will be very quick on those soft tyres, but he will also be a lap down. And, oh, this could be bad for us.
Okay, do your best.
He's going to be quick. He's going to be probably quicker than we are. So he's going to be hassling and harrying us.
More charge. Try to slow down a bit more now.
Copy.
Try some lift off.
You see him already swarming all over Fuji, look. He's going to be trying to unlap himself, and that could create a gap for Porsche.
Do your best there, Joe. More charge, more charge.
At least we stopped Leclerc from getting the bonus point from the fastest lap. And I can get Zhou up into second. But I'm not going to catch Charles. And a safety car would not be good now. There just isn't enough time to really benefit from that.
Tires update.
My race is going.
Focus on tires. Use overtake.
Let Porsche get ahead of me. Damn it.
Five laps to go.
Copy.
Okay, more charge.
Copy.
We need some lift off.
Copy, man.
Yeah, keep doing your best. Tires will be fine.
Copy.
You can slow down a bit.
Copy.
Alright, let's try and slide our way through into turn one.
No lift off.
Copy. Copy.
Overtake available.
So this is also a problem with... oh, there we go. Porsche is passed quite easily. But if Lawson gets through on Porsche, he'll immediately charge straight onto the back of us and drag Porsche with him. my attempts to try and break away from him might not be very successful. Second Leclerc, the second Lawson gets a clear run. If Porsche drops out of our DRS, which looks like it might happen here, expect Lawson to go flying through.
Three laps to go.
Oh, he's not got through yet. He had a look. Porsche had a slightly defensive line there to just usher him to the outside. We need to use this time to try and just stretch that lead a little bit if we can. 3 laps to go. Not catching Charles unless he crashes. But we are trying to secure second place for Zhou. We will inflict team orders if we absolutely have to make sure that happens. But I'll leave them to it for now. We're about to lap Perez.
And lift off.
Lawson has not yet tried to step out of the slipstream. Will he do it here? No.
2 laps.
All right, well, that's good news for me. Because it's causing Porsche to be a little bit slower. And it's allowed me to open up a 4-second gap. We get through on Checo there. Two laps to go. And now we don't have to worry about Porsche. Good race for Nagel. Yeah, a chance he might actually get his first ever point. He's up into 10th. Can he stay there? That is the question. There's another lap to go after this. Norris is just so much more aggressive through the turns. He wants to be behind on the main straight because that's his best chance of actually securing his point.
And overtake available.
Oh wow, Norris has just dropped him. Norris has dropped the hammer. Can he get back in the DRS zone? No, he can't. Is it all over? He's got one lap to try and get a point. Leclerc's just gone again. Look, he's now 16 and a half. He was only a second ahead of us. Did we hit traffic? Doesn't look like it. I mean, he's just suddenly swamped away from us. He crosses the line.
That's Leclerc.
Here comes Zhou. Zhou will take second.
Charles Leclerc there, taking home the win.
Honestly, even their harshest critic would be hard-pressed to say that they didn't thoroughly deserve that win.
It is second place for Joe.
Okay, Joe, that was a checkered flag.
Nagel has just been completely destroyed on this lap.
Good job there.
So yeah, he's not getting a point. Antonelli got fifth in the end. He pipped Stroll across the line. Oh man, I wish I'd seen that. So that's 10 points. That gives him a 7-point lead going into the final Grand Prix. So the only way Oscar can defend his title guaranteeing is to win the race and get the fastest lap. That's the only way he can guarantee that he retains his title. Otherwise, Kimi will take it from him.
Zhou Guan Yu put it all together today for an excellent drive.
That was an excellent performance. They set out with a great strategy and it paid off with an impressive podium finish.
We may see these kind of scenes a lot in Formula One, but it's easy to forget just what it means to the whole team. Now then, Karun, as Ferrari look back over their year, what do you think they'll make of the season?
They must be delighted. Collectively, they've done really well, and you've got to imagine the board are going to be very proud of the team's achievements.
So then, our time in Lusail is now up.
Formula One has almost reached its conclusion this year. Meet us next time in Abu Dhabi, between the desert and the sea, for an enthralling finale.
Okay, so confirmation of the final result. Charles gets the win, unfortunately. But we did get Zhou up into second. Fudo got the fastest lap and third place to take that bonus point away from Charles. So damage limitation there. Porsche finishes in fourth place. Kimi Antonelli taking fifth place from Lance Stroll by less than a tenth of a second across the line. Up 17 places. Started from the pit lane. Finished in fifth with his teammate retiring with a broken gearbox. And that has given him a 7-point lead in the driver standings going into the final Grand Prix. That is enough to cover off first place as long as there's no fastest lap involved. There is Lance Stroll in P6, George P7, Yuki coming from the back of the grid as well after an early elimination in qualifying. He finishes in 8th. Valtteri gets 9th, some more points for Sauber there. Lando Norris gets a point, first time in a while. Nagel managed to gain 7 places, but that's mainly down to the shenanigans going on behind him more than anything else. And he was over 4 seconds slower than Lando at the end on those last couple of laps. And it's Albon there in 12th, 13th was Gasly, 14th for Ocon, 15th for Wasser, 16th Sainz, 17th Perez, 18th for Lawson, 19th for Stoffel. Sargent is 20th, Max down in 21st, and Oscar at retirement could have just cost him his championship. He might not get the three-peat now. In the driver's standings then, it is it's a bigger gap than I thought. It's a 9-point gap. I thought it was 7 points. It's 9 points. I wasn't even thinking about I must have just miscalculated somewhere. So that means if Kimi Antonelli finishes second, he wins the World Championship. Fastest lap be damned. Oscar needs a win. Kimi needs to finish down in third place and not get the fastest lap. If they tie, Kimi will win the title because he's won twice as many Grand Prix, so he will win on countback. So Oscar needs a win. Ideally, he needs to get the fastest lap, or just make sure that Kimi doesn't get it. And if Kimi finishes in third, that'll be 10 points between them, which will translate to a 1-point title win for Oscar. That is going to be a very interesting fight between those two in the final Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc is third. He's opened the gap up to 25 points now. And I think that is just a bridge too far, unfortunately. If we would need Joe to win, get the fastest lap, and hope that Charles doesn't do anything better than... Well, actually, we would need Charles not to score any points at all. Because if it finishes level, Charles won 4 races this season. So I think we're going to have to settle for 4th, unfortunately. Fudo's got 5th. That is locked in. He can't drop any lower than that. Then it's Tsunoda in P6, just 5 points ahead of Porsche. Those two are going to be nip and tuck in the final Grand Prix. Lance Stroll a little bit further back in 8th place. Max in 9th. Probably going to stay there now. I don't think it's going to catch Stroll. The form of Williams has dropped off a bit in the closing stages of the season. And he won't be caught by Norris. Norris has barely scored points this year in the grand scheme of things. Then it's Valtteri in P11. 12th is Gasly. Wasser is 13th. George 14th picks up some solid points again. He is the sole point scorer, I think, for Aston this season. Don't think Albon's picked up a single point yet. We'll see as we scroll a bit further down. Sargent in 15th has 12 points. It's Lawson from Sainz. And then Perez in 18th place. Albon has not scored any points. He hasn't even finished all of the races. 5 DNFs this year. Nagel moves up 1 place into 20th ahead of Esteban Ocon. And Stoffel is 22nd. Let's take a look then at the Constructors. Easily a comfortable championship for Cadillac. That's been settled for a few races now. They're on 815 points. They missed out on some big points today, but they didn't need them. We picked up a whopping 48 points, though. So that is very nice to see. We were already confirmed in second. There was no way Red Bull could catch us. But Red Bull have picked up big points with the sprint win. With a second in the sprint and the win in the Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc bringing home 32 points for the team, outscoring RB today across both the sprint and the race. So that's a damn good job done by Charles. And that gives them a little bit of a cushion, an extra cushion there. Gap goes up by 11. It's now 28 points. So it looks as though Red Bull will hang on for third place in the constructor standings over their sister team there. But they were run very close. McLaren with 15 points tonight. They're in 5th place with 234. Williams on 157 in 6th. Then it's Sauber up to 80 points now. Aston now up to 19 points, all thanks to George. Mercedes in 9th have 13. Haas in 10th have 6. Alpine still yet to get off the mark and not looking like they're going to score points at all this season. A bit like Ferrari last year. So, in the pit stop competition, we got the quickest stop by 1,000th of a second from Cadillac. Kimi getting second there. RB getting some strong points again with Stroll in 3rd and Tsunoda in 7th. Aston got some good points with Albon's stop there. Red Bull got some points with Nagel. Williams got some points with Max. Alpine did get a few points there, as did Haas. Mercedes with some points. We've already won this competition. It's going to be interesting in the fight for second. Cadillac have just about made it theirs. That gap is now 48 points, and that is more than is available. Only 43 points available. So Cadillac now confirmed as second in the pit stop competition. But look at this, just 3 points separating Haas and Alpine in the fight for third. That's going to go down to the wire. RB in 5th, not completely out of it, but unlikely. They are 27 points back, so they would need 2 insanely quick stops to have any chance. Then it's Aston with 180 points, Red Bull with 169. Williams in 8th place have 76. Then it's Mercedes with 63. Sauber have 43 points, and still no points and no improvement for McLaren. They are 11th and without a single point. There are the stops. So identical stops on the first round there, 1.981 for both. Just over 2 seconds on Fuji's second stop, and the race-winning stop there, 1.825 for Zhou on his second stop. Both drivers easily achieved their race target from the sponsors, and of course they also triggered their 8th or higher contract bonus, so we add yet another 1.1 mil to our bank balance. Let's head back to HQ. Kudo's rating point goes up again. He is going to be a mighty racer towards the end of next season, by the look of it. He's already pretty damn good as it is. A couple of weaknesses he needs to work on. We can no longer design or manufacture parts, and we can't even do any research because we haven't got time left or slots left. Let's see, did the cars come through unscathed? No, of course they didn't. 4 parts need to be replaced: a rear wing, front, a suspension, a side pod, and an underfloor, split across the 2 cars. So let's go for it. Let's just hope that we can somehow pull this off with Zhou. I don't think he can get it, but we'll try our damnedest. We have got a spare rear wing there, and we do have a spare suspension. So Zhou's car will be again slightly better, as you can see. 13th for Fudo's car, 7th for Zhou's. In the extreme outside chance that we have of actually overhauling Charles in the driver's standings, it's very tight. He's made 25 points. We basically need Charles not to finish, but and we need to win the Grand Prix and get the fastest lap. So our chance of actually achieving that pretty slim, but we will fight all the way. You never know. Stranger things have happened. They really have. We've had some very, very strange goings on in our previous playthroughs across this franchise. Right, let's take a quick look and see if we can finally offer Gabriele Mini a promotion. No. Are we now too close to the end of the season? Not yet, but still showing as recently started a contract. We might have to wait till the beginning of the new year. So we've got 5.3 mil. We've got 2 facilities here that are in desperate need of a bit of TLC. Let's refurb. That'll take a month, so that'll be ready just after the start of the new year. The suspension sim, we can just afford that as well. That'll take 20 days. That will be ready in time for the start of the new season. That's good. The CFD sim's going to break in a day or 2 as well. God damn it. I just can't keep up. But at least our facilities will start the year next year in much better condition than they started this season in, where they were all falling to bits. Still not worried about the boardroom or the weather centre. We're not going to need either of those for quite some time. Tour centre we'll have to keep an eye on. We'll probably have to give that a little spit and polish before the year closes. Right, let's check in with the board. They were, as usual, delighted. Anything in the points pretty much seems to delight them. Finances still weird, but we will have an extra 50 million in prize money next season compared to this season. So there you can see this year we came into the season with just 38.5 mil in prize money. Next season, we will be getting 86 mil across the year. So that's a nice sort of 47.5 million improvement there in terms of prize money drip fed to us throughout the year. That will pay for Kimi and a little bit more on top. We have also managed to reduce our wage bill slightly by signing Cardele and Tondi to new, slightly lower contracts, and that's helped reduce our wage bill by a couple of mil over a full season. We need to offer Diego a new contract next year. Can't really afford to do that now. We are replacing Paolo with Matthias Spini on a cheaper deal. Benici is fine. He's happy to stay where he is. And we will be getting Joe's wage off the books. He's currently on 5.5 mil. Fudo, his current wage bill is 6 mil. He's getting, I think, 13 mil a year from Sauber from next season onwards. Kimi's coming to us with like a 22 mil a year contract, I think. Oh, 26 mil. Oof, that's more than I thought it was. Oh, shit. Yeah, he's coming to us with 26 mil, but no race target bonus. So that's good. I don't mind paying a little bit more because it means we won't be bled every single Grand Prix like we're currently being bled by our current driver lineups, where we're losing, 350 grand every race from our sponsor prize money. Right, has Lando agreed a deal? No, he hasn't. He still hasn't signed a deal for next season. All right, well, just keep checking to see if he signs on, but that's going to be a mystery as to whether he'll even be on the grid next season. Let's get ourselves advanced a little bit more. Get ready for the finale tomorrow. There we go. Weather, as always, is going to be fine. It's actually going to be sunny, no clouds. So track will be slightly warmer than it usually is when we race around Yas Island, around the marina. Let's see. Still not sure where our sponsor prize money is going to come from. Or our sponsor money from this current sponsor period. Maybe we won't get any more. I don't know. We will get our prize money dished out here, I think. Or some of our prize money. We'll get our DHL money paid out just here. And then our board assessment will give us hopefully an extra 1.5 mil. I can't see the board suddenly losing confidence in me in the space of the last couple of weeks of the year. Research wise, we've done some, so we are going to have slight losses, but we've spent this year basically rebuilding the facilities and improving the car as best we can. And then we do have 4 more projects going through right now. A suspension, a rear wing, a front wing, and an underfloor to go with the minimal bits that we've made so far. It's mainly been about just improving the overall performance through development and then trying to minimize the 5% loss that we'll get at the end of the season with a little bit of late research. So we will suffer a slight degradation of the car going into the new season, but we'll be able to jump on getting up to speed much more easily this time around with our facilities in working order, as opposed to everything either at the wrong level or just broken. So that's good. That's very good. Right, finale is tomorrow, and then after the finale I will show you the template that I have put together. It's not finished yet, and I will at some point do a condensed video if you want to create your own 2025 mod for the PS5 as such, by creating a custom season with the right engineers and headshots and stuff to try and just randomize your way through driver lineups and all that fun stuff. So hopefully you'll check that out when it goes live. I'll show you a sneak peek of it tomorrow at the very end of the live stream, once we've got ourselves moved into season 6, or ready to move into season 6. And then we will have the start of season 6 on Thursday. Season 6 will kick off Thursday night with the opening round of the race, the opening round of the season. I don't know what race that's going to be yet, because we are going to randomize the order. I'm going to throw a poll up on the channel tonight as well, asking whether we go 30% randomization or full randomization. You will have until the end of stream tomorrow to cast your vote. So keep your eye on my tab, my community tab, or the posts tab, I think it's called now, on my YouTube channel. In the next 10-15 minutes, that will go live, and as I say, at the end of tomorrow night's stream, and I will keep reminding you throughout the stream to cast your vote if you haven't done by that point. We will then apply it and randomize either 30% of the Grand Prix or all of the Grand Prix for our final season on this save file before we transition over completely to PC. So hopefully I will see you at the usual time tomorrow, 8 p.m. If you have enjoyed tonight's race, then please do drop a like, and if you're not yet subscribed, then why not go ahead and subscribe as well. Be sure to hit the bell to be notified when I do go live, and also for when I do throw out a random poll, you'll get a notification on that as well. That's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager and the conclusion of Season 5 very soon.